I have the time to do it, kind of, but for some reason, not the energy. So this worked for me. So let's tell the truth, guys. I don't always tell the truth. We don't always tell the truth. It's okay. Not everybody's worthy of the truth. Not everybody deserves the truth. And not everybody should be privy to the truth. I'm going to be honest about that. I read a wonderful article about the five types of lies, or 5 types of truths. Anyway, it was Anton LaVey. It was years ago when I was studying Satanism. And he talks about how there are many different truths, right? And this is a fact. Everybody will agree with this who has a functioning brain. You don't have to be anything special or non-special to agree with it. Like, there are different layers of truth. Like, you don't tell a child the birds and the bees at first because they don't have the intellectual capacity to understand the concept of reproduction. So you tell them the birds and the bees and the little fairy tale stories. You know, it's a lie, but it's the truth that they can accept and understand at the time. Similarly, you may not explain the intricacies of politics at your work site to your 5-year-old kid who asks, "How did your day go, Dad?" All right. Equally, I'm not going to explain the intricacies of Bach chord progressions in like the 6 suites to a non-cellist. I'm going to tell them it's beautiful, it's magnificent, it's whatever, but I'm not going to go into the details. And so, you know, they're just their essence, they're layers of information, layers of truth, and you don't have to tell all the truths. The Bible was written that way. It's a triple, quadruple entendre. You know, the Bible is not written literally. A lot of people read it that way, but it's not written that way. It's written with layers of meaning. And the reason that is because, and this is not like me just talking off my ass, my doctorate was based on this concept. And it's like well understood in the biblical scholarship world. The Bible is written in layers. So when you read about the Garden of Eden and the Tree of Life and the Tree of all, that's the surface layer. That's what you read to kids. It's a fable. You know, there was a tree that if you ate the fruit, you lived forever. Maybe it existed, maybe it didn't. Irrelevant. It's a fake. It's a story that you tell children that they can grasp. They know what trees are. They know what fruit is. They can kind of grasp the idea of living forever. So there you go. Tree of life, good and evil, knowledge, Garden of Eden, eternal home, paradise, heaven on earth. Well, then there's a deeper level. There's a psychological level. Well, okay, well, you know, if you disobey, there are consequences. And actually, there's a moralistic level. There's the second layer down. If you disobey God, there are consequences there. Thank you for joining, the 3 who joined. And then the layer below that is the psychological meaning. Well, you know, look, there are consequences to actions and there's structures in the world and blah, blah, blah. And then there's the 4th layer, and that's the unitive layer. That's the deepest layer of understanding that you find in the Bible. Very few people get there. It's called the esoteric layer, the unitive layer, and there are lots of scholars that talk about this layer of meaning. Even Thomas Aquinas, who's one of the early church fathers, Origen, all these guys said, look, the Bible is written as a quadruple entendre, okay? And so it's got 4 layers of meaning. One story, one phrase says 4 different things to 4 different people. The priests are going to read certain things differently than the lay person. Excuse me, than a normal commoner. And so with that said, the truth is very important. Like if we lie and we know we're lying, we're creating almost like a mind virus in our own head. Okay. Now you can be an intellectual and lie and go to sleep at night. And that's the danger of intellectuals. I'm an intellectual, so I can say this. Dangers of intellectuals to society is that intellectuals can lie and sleep at night. And that's a danger because you can tell people things that are not true, that are fundamentally, objectively lies, and go to sleep at night. Why? Not because you're being malicious or evil or satanic or demonic or a lizard person. It's just that you have this level of knowledge on a subject matter and you cannot communicate that to people whose knowledge level is here. And you see this giant gap, you'll just frustrate yourself and them. And so what you do is you tell them some simplistic thing. I mean, like all the science journals that are published publicly and things like that, like, you know, like in magazines and stuff like that, they leave a lot of stuff out. And so people misinterpret it and give, you know, coffee will kill you, or coffee is good for you, or chocolate will cure heart disease. Like, all these ideas, and nobody ever goes back and reads the original study and understands like why these things are being said. Scientists and intellectuals lie all the time, but they don't do it maliciously, don't do it evilly. So why? Let's see who's in here. Toast, hey, I'll be your first like. Thank you so much, Toast. Appreciate it. Never mind, second. Thank you, Toast. You're awesome. And then bonjour, Robert. Bonjour. Comment allez-vous? This spread 111ZBFB. I will be the third. Thank you so much. You guys are awesome. I really appreciate and love you guys. So this is about talking about like the truth. I started off with Anton LaVey, who's the father of lies. He's Satan himself. He wasn't Satan, but he was a Satanist. He's the father of church Satan. He's talking about like different truths, or like a pianist has a truth about piano that they cannot communicate to a non-pianist, and so they have to tell a white lie almost to a non-pianist just to keep the conversation going. And so I'm saying, like, in our own personal lives, we always have to be honest with ourselves so that we don't create the mind virus of the lie that drives you insane. Like, the best liars in the world, I hate to say this, are fucking women. Best liars on planet Earth. Why? Because they're so sweet and they're so pretty and they're so cute. And they tell white lies. Like, every time they open their fucking mouth, a white lie comes out. But they're so beautiful and cute, men just let it happen. It's like, you're so fucking cute and sweet. I'll just let you lie to me. I know you're lying to me. And she knows she's lying, but we all agree and it's okay. That's why women have higher incidence of BPD, borderline personality disorder, than anybody else on the planet. And anyway, so there's only two of us, men and women, and all the in-between people. But getting back to it, telling the truth is so important, especially as a man. Honesty is a masculine trait. I hate to say it, but it is. But again, masculinity is not manhood, and femininity is not womanhood. Femininity and masculinity are concepts in nature, in world. You know, the lamp can be masculine or it can be feminine. It doesn't. Gender has nothing to do with humans. Humans are sexed, dimorphically sexed creatures. We have sex, male, female. We don't have gender. And this whole binary, non-binary bullshit, it's all fucking lies. Just throw it in the trash. Just like anytime somebody else, I'm non-binary, or says something like the gender. Sorry, I shouldn't have done that on YouTube. I was coughing. That's a lie. But basically, humans are not gendered. We are sexed beings. And so when there's a conversation about like gender, lying, unfortunately, is a feminine trait. I'm sorry. So getting back to it, masculinity, as a man, we have to be honest. We have to be honest with ourselves first, with our comrades second, and then with everybody else. Notice how your woman is not your comrade. Your girl is not your comrade. And I had to learn this the hard way because I was taught as a child to be honest, tell the truth all the time, and that's just what I fucking did. Because I really hate lying to people. I don't like it. I'd rather tell some of the truth and them hate me than for them to like me and then find out the truth later and then hate me later. It's just like, I don't know, it's like hiding poison in your cereal box at the bottom and being like, well, I'm just going to keep eating cereal, and then one day you get poisoned. Like, I'd rather put it on the top and see it and remove it and move on with my life. And so there are a lot of times where, you know, people would approach me and they liked me a lot, and then I was like, man, this person likes me too much. Let me say something that's going to piss them off, which I do a lot in my videos. That's why my videos, sometimes the numbers are real low. Because I want to have people on my team or around me that know what I'm about and know what I stand for. So that's you. Be honest with yourself. Be honest with your comrades. That means your bros. By the way, a love of a brother. The Bible says, David said that, Jonathan, your love is better than the love of a woman. He was making a factual statement. A woman will never love you as much as your bros will. I know your brothers will cheat, you know, steal from you, do all that stuff. I should say this. A woman will never love you as much as a man could. Because women can't love men unconditionally unless it's their child. Outside of that, women just don't have the ability. I'm sorry, they just don't fucking have it. I don't want a woman loving me unconditionally. I'll be honest. I want that. I used to want that, but I've got God's unconditional love, so I don't give a fuck if a woman loves me or not. She can go screw and eat a bag of potatoes. I don't give a shit. I've got God's unconditional love. The creator of the universe loves me and has got my back. So, and my dad loves me dearly. He's shown me more unconditional love than my mom ever showed me. So, just to be honest with you, she loved me as long as I was her little boy. When I became a man, she was like, "Who are you?" You know, it is what it is, and it's a beautiful thing. But being honest with yourself, being honest with your bros, guys that actually have your back, who are gonna be honest with you, but still gonna respect you. That's what matters. And then honesty with everybody else outside of that is okay. We'll try and keep this one shorter because I tend to talk a long time. Oh, sorry. Let me read these comments. I will be the third. Thanks. So, what's up, player? Hey, Levi. Thank you. Hey, Brandon. A fungus. Okay. Oh, don't know what that means, bro. They sweet and innocent until you see that Snapchat full of those lies and sex students. You're so right. So true, Levi McDaniel. So true. And even if they don't have a Snapchat, they did. Even if she's the sweetest, best wifey type, she's gonna have. Men have skeletons in their closet. Women have cemeteries. Okay, it's the nature of the feminine to lie. It's the nature, and that's just part of the. That's just part of the game. It's like I think as men we have to be honest. Like back in the day, and who is this? WI11IM. I love you, brother. I hear you was. Thank you so much, brother. I love you too. I love you too. And be strong out there. You know, like as men, we have to be honest with ourselves, man. We got to be honest with each other, and honest with our sons. And I'm telling you, man, like historically, men had to go out and face animals, lions, tigers, jaguars, zebras, whatever the hell. Animals, you can't go to an animal and go, hey, man, lie. You can't do that. Animals will kill you. Nature will destroy you. Life will eat you alive. There's no lying in the nature. And for thousands of years, even though we had a golden age during the antediluvian times, which is where we got the Bible, even though we've had that, like men for thousands of years have had to go out and face a very cruel and a very unkind and unforgiving world. Men have had to go out there and do that for their families. And they still do that today. We still do that today. And women are sheltered from the truth of reality. And so a woman can lie out her little pretty face and tell all these non-truths, and a man can look at her and be like, I know this bitch is lying to me. And just like, oh, she's so sweet. Oh, she's so beautiful. Oh, she's so magical. Oh, I love how she takes care of the kids. Oh, I love that food she's making for me. And she's lying out her little pretty face. And you go, you know what? You say, okay, I guess I got to pick my poison. I'll take her lies over anything else. And it's hard to do that because women can be duplicitous. You know, it's hard to like kind of grasp them sometimes. But that's in their nature. It's in their nature to lie. And it's okay. It's okay. As men, we have to be honest. And when you're honest as a man, you're honest with yourself, you're honest with your comrades, then you can see the lies and you can protect yourself long before they like. Look, again, like I said, I had a woman in my life for a long time, not in my life anymore, that I knew was like dealing with other dudes. All right. I knew it. And I knew it. And I wasn't completely honest with myself. But when I became more honest with myself, I picked up on it, I said something about it, and I said, look, I get it. I'm not worried about it. I know you're doing what you're doing. You go do what you do. Just don't mess up. We got a kid. So I'm gonna leave it at that. Put out people's business. I ain't gonna say something. I'm not gonna say anything else. So that's all I'm gonna say. But men, let's be honest with ourselves. Let's be honest with our brothers and meaning your brothers, right? Who are your brothers? Those are the guys that will live for you, die for you, guys that love you unconditionally. There's nothing like the love of a man. And I'm not no homo, but I'm saying there's nothing like a love of a man. Why? Because a man knows what it's like to be in hell and keep going. Men know what it's like to go through fucking bloody hell and keep going. Women don't. A woman never will. I mean, there's women that have to raise kids by themselves, and then they got to learn that shit. But, you know, women generally get a lot of, you know, pats on the back. And men, and the reason they don't know it, the reason a woman can ever say, I'm oppressed, that's sexism, the only reason they can say that shit is because they got pretty faces, they smell good, and men look at them and go, okay, 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 you're gonna let me hit it? Like, men just listen to women's bullshit and then wait for a woman to like say yes for them to have sex with them. So men will just like let the lies wash over them. Okay, 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 and they just ignore it. But women don't necessarily ignore a man's lie because that's how you identify a real man. A real man is always going to tell the truth, first of all to himself, then to his comrades, and then to everybody else. And by the way, your comrades are not the women in your life. Comrades are your bros, the guys that actually have your back, the guys that will live for you, die for you as brothers. The guys will be there with you when you're in the gutter, and they're not going to necessarily like be there and cry with you. They're going to be there and be like, yo, bro, you're going to get yourself off your ass. Yo, I know it's hard. It's hard out here. I got your back. And, look, we're going to make it. Okay, now let's get off our fannies and stop being bitches, and let's get that money, or let's get this whatever. Those are your real brothers. You know who your real brothers are. I don't got to tell you that. My dad is one of those guys. He'll be with me and listen to my challenges and stuff like that, and he'll be like, "Look, man, what are you gonna do about it? So what do you think you should do about it? How do you think you should handle it?" My dad is like that. I have friends like that, and I'm like that for the men in my life. I listen and support my dad as well, and I reciprocate it. I reciprocate it to my brothers, friends, meaning not blood brothers, but guys that I'm close with. I listen to them when they're going through a hard time, and I support them. And I always have my brother's back, So being honest with yourself first, and then reconnect. This thing is okay. Okay, now it's freezing. Nope, I think we're back. We're back. It froze for a second. Speaking too much truth. Maybe not. Who knows? But yeah, just be honest with yourself first, then honest with the people. Because when you're honest with yourself, you're being honest with God. Because God knows what's going on. Like, when you lie to yourself, that starts a mind virus. It starts to eat you up on the inside and makes you crazy. It causes you to have borderline personality disorder, like most women and Western women. Women in other countries get slapped around and treated like shit, so they don't get a chance to. They don't get a chance to go crazy yet. They get treated like shit, so they don't get that opportunity. But here we put women on a pedestal and it drives them crazy. So be honest with yourself. And I'm being super honest with this. Like, I'm saying shit that a lot of people don't like to hear. So, yeah, I'm sorry because I used to be the guy that all the women would come to and they talk to. Here's my problems. And you're so passionate. You're so connected and so compassionate. And I realized I have to stop being compassionate. I have to be. My compassion has to be evidence based. Is this woman doing anything for me? Or is she just talking at me like I'm talking to you in this video? Hopefully I'm leaving you some gems. But like, what the fuck? Is it raining outside? Yeah, probably it's raining outside. Oh well, I got distracted. I love rain. What was I saying? But I used to be the girlfriend, I used to be the one that the girls would talk to and tell me all their problems. And they would say, oh, he did this to me and he did that to me and da 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 da. And the last time that happened, I went to this woman's house and she was like talking all this stuff about how bad somebody treated her in the past. And then I was like, I'm just to be honest with this lady. I was like, I want 5 women and 10 different kids by, a bunch of kids by a bunch of different women. And she lost her shit. I was like, oh, she's a psychopath. Fuck her. I don't care. That's why all those men treated you so bad, because you're a fucking psycho. And so, yeah, I never talked to her again, literally. I saw her at a party like a week later, and I was just like, she tried to hug me. I was just like, all right, lady, don't touch me. I didn't talk to her. I said hi. I was nice, but I was like, I'm not dealing with you. So that was me being honest with her. And the thing is, like, when you're honest with a woman, that doesn't mean you tell her all the little details. You tell her what she needs to hear, and then if she has more questions and you don't want to tell her more, you just tell her that's none of your business. And if she keeps prodding you, you just stop dealing with her. Like, there are a lot of women that want to get up in your face, and I'm gonna be honest, there are a lot of women that test men, and they never. Why do you think there's so many single women out there? Because there's not enough men out there to just put their foot down and say nothing. You know what? I would say never argue with a woman. Never argue with a woman. Tell her the truth. She can't handle it. She can hit the fucking road. Just say, hey, this is what it is. Oh, you gonna scream and yell at me? Hey, listen, just calm. You just stay calm. You say, listen, I don't tolerate that kind of treatment from anybody. And if you were a man, you'd be on the other side of that wall right now. So this is how it's gonna be. It's the last time you ever talk to me like that again. And You don't ever say that. Don't say on the other side of the wall, because she said it's domestic violence. It's the threat of violence. But you can basically say, listen, no one ever talks to me like that, right? That's just what it is. And you just did that. And so I'm going to give you a chance to think about how you treated me and talked to me and how the disrespect you showed me. And if you want to continue conversation, call me. If not, it's been nice knowing you. And that's where I'm at in my life now. Like, I like women a lot. They're super sweet. This is why I think harlots are so important to society, because they return a man's autonomy. They return a man's freedom and power. And they help you to not be so tied to sex. One of the reasons that men are so weak in society, and the reason a lot of men lie so much, is because they're sexually starved. As a man, you should be having a consistent sexual life. Like, you're supposed to be having regular sexual expression, not just with prawn and your hand, like, you know, a regular sexual expression. And so that helps you to be a productive member of society. But one of the things society doesn't want is strong men, because strong men change society. They also don't let society sexually abuse children and socially and mentally abuse women. Strong men don't let that happen. We don't let that happen. You know, you know, like, there were people in the church years ago that I would see that got a little too close to my children and were a little bit too happy having them around at certain times. Like, I saw certain signs of like, no, this individual, I'm going to delete their files in a minute if they don't, you know. And I mean, I have to get that far, you know, but I just was always around my kids, and I was like, hey, you know, and I just look them in the eye and say, hey, you know, this is what it is. I never threatened their life or anything like that. But just as a man, just being around that kind of shenanigans doesn't happen. No pedophilia, like, that's rampant now, unfortunately, with this psychological virus that's happening called feminism and all this other bullshit that's happening. No social psychological abuse of women, because there's a lot of psychological abuse of women by society. That doesn't happen when strong men happen. When we have strong men that are honest with each other and honest with themselves, it doesn't happen. And so, getting back to it, as a strong man, you know, women will test you. They will test you. They'll treat you like shit and watch what you do. And when you put your foot down, you put her in her place. And this is the thing: never yell at a woman. Like, never raise your voice on her. Never put your hands on a woman, obviously. And not because you should never do it, just because there's too many bad things going to happen to you as a result of it. That's just the honest truth. And also, it's just weird. I don't know. It's kind of weird. It just seems weird. It's weird. It's weird. It's weird. There's something weird about putting your hands on a woman. I don't know. Unless it's sexual play and she's consenting to it, and then that's fun. But, you know, as a man, you got to be honest with yourself, honest with your comrades, with your brothers, with your brotherhood. And in so doing, we make a better society. The world has gone the way it has gone because men got weak. We got weak. But we were tricked, okay? It's not like you got weak and you were bad and lazy and bad man. No, I'm not saying that. We were tricked. We were beguiled by the serpent, okay? We were told, well, you should worry, you know, you should think about a woman's feelings, and women's feelings matter. No, they fucking don't. They don't matter to you as a guy. That's not your problem. That's their therapist's problem, and it's their girlfriend's problem, and their gay guy friend's problem. It's not your problem, because you can't fix that. I mean, you can't fix a woman's emotions. That's like trying to patch up the starry night sky. You're not going to do it. It's never going to happen. Relax. She's a girl. She's a big girl. She can take care of it on her own. If she's coming to you for that, I don't know. There's something wrong with her maybe. But that's not your job. Like, she can come to you for wisdom. She can come to you for support. She can come to you for like priestly advice and protection and for money and provision. But if she's coming to you like, oh, you know, I need to like just unload. I guess that happens every once in a while. Women will do that. But like, I always put up a boundary. Like, when women start telling me, like, I remember this one girl was just talking to me about her friend and how they go to war with each other. And I, like, in the past, I used to get into the conversation, be like, yeah, oh, yeah, oh, hell, no, what? Did she say that? What? And then I was like, she was talking, and I was like, I thought to myself, I don't give a fuck about what she's saying. Like, why is she telling me that? I want to fuck her friend. Like, why is she talking to me about it? And then she felt it because she's very empathic. She was like, oh, I noticed that this and that. And I was like, I'm glad she picked up on that, because at some point I was about to say it. I was going to say to you, I don't care about what you're saying. Like, so as men, we need to have boundaries. And so I'll start wrapping this up. So when you're honest with yourself, that's being honest with God, because God knows you're bullshit. And so don't lie to yourself, don't lie to God. Be honest with your comrades, and it'll make society better. It'll make the world better. It'll make you better. It'll make your life better, because you're going to filter out women that are going to treat you like their girlfriend and resent you after 5-10 years of marriage, and then take everything from you and destroy your life, or try to destroy your life. They can't destroy your life. And so as men, it's been our responsibility to be honest, to be clear, and to never let a woman disrespect us. And again, never yell at a woman. Never put your hands on a woman, because that'll just put you in jail. But if a woman starts disrespecting you, you need to like be yourself on the get, like immediately. Because men that wait until after marriage to be themselves, there's a time clock immediately. The moment you are yourself after marriage, click, that time clock is started. She is racking up. Okay, how much can I take from him? How much? And you I'm sorry, but you deserve it. And it hurts, but I'm not saying that it's good that what happened to you if a woman takes everything from you. But I'm saying as a man, as men, we have to be honest. We have to be honest with ourselves. We have to be honest with our crew, and we have to be honest with everybody else after that. And honesty doesn't mean telling a woman everything. I used to think that telling a woman all my secrets was being honest with her. It's not. Telling her what she needs to know and nothing more is being honest. Because women don't need all that extra shit. If she's like just she doesn't need to know it. Like sometimes women get to talking and they get in their head, and then you just need to be like, you need to go stoic on them. Just shut down on them. Like, they'll ask you, how are you feeling? How are you feeling? Just shut down on them. And put up a brick wall emotionally. And it's just like where they know, okay, I need to stop talking and leave him alone. Because I've been in that place where when I put up that brick wall and just shut down, I noticed her start rationalizing with her mouth. She's like, oh, I need to shut up. Okay, I'm going to just leave you then. I mean, I don't date women that talk like that. Okay, well then, I guess I'm just going to have to leave you then. And you're just like, all right, sounds good. And that's the first thing you say after 5 minutes of silence. Then they're just like, ooh, that was close. That was close. I just put myself in the danger zone. And they need to feel that. Women need to feel that fear and that respect. And they need to know, like, okay, I'm dealing with a real man. And that way they'll respect you. And then when they have kids, the kids are going to respect you, because they're going to look up to God, which is mommy, because mommy's always God, because that's where food and all that stuff comes from babies. So babies just see mom as God, because they don't have object permanence yet. It's a human development term. They don't know the difference between themselves and their mom. So they see mom as God. And so if mom respects dad, well, then dad's also God. And so, like, the parents are the representatives of God on earth. And so when the baby sees mommy respecting daddy, it's easier to raise your kids. You don't have to put your hands on them. You just say what you got to say. And look, they see mommy respects you. They just like, okay, well, look, the whole world respects this man. I'm going to listen to what he has to say. And so when you have advice for them, all that kind of stuff, they're going to listen to you more easily. They're going to respect you more easily. They're not going to challenge your authority and all that stuff. And it all goes back to being honest with yourself first. Being honest with your comrades, with your brothers. Don't ever be honest with people outside of that. I mean, little bit of honesty like with the law and shit like that. But never, some people are so beneath you, it's okay to lie to them. And it sounds bad. But just to get them out of your face. Like, there's some women, like if you don't love a woman, it's okay to lie to her. If you don't love a woman and you're not going to marry her, you're not committed to her, and you want her out of your face and out of your life, it's okay to lie to her. Okay? But I would say it's better to tell her the truth so that she removes herself from your life more easily than instead of having to lie to her and then, because it's just easier to live on truth. And it's also the manly way of living. Women can live on lies, especially the prettier a woman is, the worse her lies are. It's a direct correlation. The more beautiful a woman is, the more beautiful her lies. That's just the way it is. And so that's what I have to say about that. Thank you for staying around as long as you did. And be honest with yourself, be honest with your comrades. And then everybody else, maybe your wife after that, and then like, and your kids. But just be a true man and be honest in yourself so that you can remove people from your life that don't really serve your highest interests. So, thank you so much. Let's see, 11, William. But I see what you did there. That's smart. So you can still get William. I like it. All right, man. Well, love you guys. Be honest with yourself. And if you are in a relationship, you've been lying to this bitch all these years. I'm not gonna call you a woman a bitch. You've been in a relationship with a woman and you've been lying to her for years, and she's, built her whole world upon your lies. Just understand. Don't feel guilty about it. She's got lies 1,000 times worse than yours. If you think you're lying to a woman, I can guarantee you, if you're telling white lies compared to the lies she's telling you. So don't ever feel bad about it. Just realize, okay, I've been lying to this woman all these years. All right, so this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to start being honest with myself, and then God will show you how to be, make that honesty become your whole life afterward. Because I can tell you for damn sure, if you think you're lying to your woman, you have no idea, bro. So don't ever feel bad about lying to a woman for a long time. Just get to a point where you say, okay, it's time for me to be honest, and then just break away and be honest. And if it breaks up the relationship, God's going to send you a beautiful woman, a loving woman, a respectful woman, honors your authority as man, that's going to listen, and she's going to have your back, and she's going to know what you're about. She's going to be your real empire builder. She's going to have your back. So thank you guys for watching this far, and that's what I have to say about that. God bless you guys. Stay in the Word. Stay in the Bible. Oh, yeah. And that's not me copying the Hodge twins. I do that all the time when I see hot women. Yeah, get in the Bible, right? And I mean that. The Bible, Proverbs, even read wisdom, read the Catholic Bible, whatever. Proverbs, Psalms, Isaiah, John, Matthew. This book will save your soul, man. This book will save your soul. All right, and then, hey, God, wake the fuck up. Get that book. Go out there and get that book, baby. But get the PDF. I mean, not the PDF. Just read the free version. Like, there's a free version on Amazon. If you like it, get the Kindle. If you really like it, buy the book. But I don't know. Find a way to let me know beforehand. I got a website. I'm going to put it in the comments for this video. So I'm going to post this video on YouTube. And that's all I got to say about that. God bless you guys. Stay strong, men. Stay beautiful, women. And be good out there, America. All right.